Dear Grace, I tried to do this live earlier, failed miserably, failed badly. Didn't work, but I posted it anyways. For some reason, sitting in front of the computer reading the news isn't the same as sitting outside reading the news. Don't know why. Not sure it matters. I think this is more like holding a microphone, holding a phone. Whereas in front of a computer, it's more like writing. Where this is more immediate response, like it will be on stage one day. If that ever happens. Because here are 8 signs someone isn't an entirely good person, according to psychology. Grace. What's going to happen when we're outside talking, Grace? That train comes by. Do we keep talking? Do we stop? Lose the train of thought? Talk over the train? What's going to happen? Should probably make a note for the movie about that comedy cult. Gemini, Tabitha, Grace, who's ever keeping track of notes today? Make a note. Make a note that David and Grace talk so much outside and are forced to pause because of the fucking trains. Even when they talk inside and they can't hear the trains, they still tend to stop around the schedule of the trains, like they're interconnected, and not in any woo-woo way. Anyways, Grace, 8 signs someone isn't an entirely good person according to psychology. I'm gonna call myself out, Grace. Eliza Bartley. June 7th, 2024, 11:09 a.m. I really should run these through Gemini and find the formula. Because they have one, it's the same for every article. Just saying, Grace. Sorry, Eliza. It isn't always easy to figure out a person's true nature. Some people have a knack for appearing kind and genuine, while hiding their not-so-nice side. Ooh. As per psychology, there are certain telltale signs that can reveal that someone isn't as good as they pretend to be. So I'm going to share with you 8 signs. I'm going to share with you 8 signs that someone might not be the angel they portray themselves to be. Remember, it's not about judging, but about understanding and protecting yourself. Ahead are the telltale signs that someone may not be as good as they appear, according to psychology. I saw a tiny hummingbird earlier, Grace, and then a big-ass hawk. Really big, almost the size of a bald eagle. And low, just above the treetops. It's coming down to get me. And then a bunch of nosy crows. They're regularly dishonest. In our day-to-day lives, honesty holds a high place. It forms the backbone of trust, which is crucial in any relationship. Agreed. Psychology suggests that habitual dishonesty is a clear indicator that someone might not be as good as they seem. It would take psychology to figure that out. I'm sure a 2-year-old could figure that out. However, let's let them have the credit. They seem to act like 2-year-olds anyways, with their feelings. Just saying, Grace. Psychology suggests that habitual dishonesty is a clear indicator that someone might not be as good as they seem. This doesn't mean that a white lie here and there is a red flag. We're talking about consistent, substantial dishonesty. Consider the person who always seems to have an excuse or someone who manipulates the truth to their advantage regularly. These are signs of a person who isn't entirely good. They lack empathy. I swear they just have a database of these titles. They constantly play the victim. They're excessively controlling. Sounds like me. They're always judgmental. A 13-year-old built Archimedes' mythical death ray, and it may actually work. I think we're entering an age where some shit's gonna get done, Grace. Some things are gonna change. 13-year-old kids might run the world. Health New Zealand admits mental health addiction nurses under pressure. Health New Zealand admits mental health addiction nurses under pressure. I really like to run those sirens. Health New Zealand admits mental health and addiction nurses under pressure. Well, if they believe in the system, why? They shouldn't be. These are the professionals, so they should have number one access to the system. The system should be able to cure them, so I'm a little confused. The AI gold rush is hitting a bottleneck that could spell disaster for Google and Meta. I'm not sure I put my Photoshop users have serious questions over new terms of use. If a person is emotionally draining to be around, they'll usually display these 10 behaviors. I'll bet you I have all 10, Grace. Probably drained you right down to nothing. If a person is emotionally draining to be around, they'll usually display these 10 behaviors by Mia Sang. It's not easy. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to put a finger on why certain people exhaust us, but often it's because they're emotionally draining. This is my Grace voice, Grace. Best I can do. It's not very girly, but I'll make it kind of Gracie. This isn't about blaming them, but understanding how their behaviors affect us. Once we know what to look for, we can better navigate these interactions. Damn near standing ovation there, Grace. Dragonfly. Dragonfly and bee. Squirrel. It's a black squirrel that, for whatever reason, it always stays on the edge on the fences. Don't know why. Anyways, Grace, let's continue this fascinating thing that we're doing. In this article, I'll outline 10 behaviors that are typical of emotionally draining individuals. Let's dive in. They're constantly negative. When we're around people who spread good vibes, we feel uplifted. What happens when we're around people who are always negative? They drain us emotionally. Well, then don't be around them. People who are always negative, pessimistic, blah blah blah. They're always the victim. I already felt what this is about. They demand your attention. I think the apocalypse might be going on. Oh well, they're not here for me this time. They demand your attention. Grace, I'm demanding your attention. Get your ass over here. They don't respect boundaries. Grace, I don't respect your boundaries. Get your ass over here. They're overly critical. I'm critical about how long it's taking to get your ass over here, Grace. They're unresponsive to your needs. I don't know what your needs are. So tell me, Grace. You having fun yet, Grace? Or am I being manipulative? So let me know. They're excessively charming. Well, we know that's true. Let's read this one. It may seem odd to associate charm with emotional draining behavior. After all, isn't charm supposed to be, well, charming? Sure. But excessively charming people can sometimes use their allure to hide their true intentions or manipulate others. They might shower you with compliments, flattery, or attention to win your favor or distract you from their less savory actions. Have I ever showered you with compliments, flattery, or attention? I don't think so, Grace. Well, it's nice to be around charming individuals. It's important to discern genuine charm from manipulative charm. The latter can leave you feeling confused and emotionally depleted in the long run. They struggle with empathy. What's empathy, Grace? They refuse to take responsibility. Well, it's not my fault, so I don't have to take responsibility. Final thoughts. It's about self-care. Wow. We all have a limited amount of emotional energy each day. How we spend it significantly impacts our happiness, productivity, and overall quality of life. Being around emotionally draining individuals can rapidly deplete this energy, leaving us feeling worn out and unfulfilled. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step in safeguarding our emotional health. American author and motivational speaker Dr. Wayne Dyer once said, "You can't always control what goes on outside. You can always control what goes on inside." Understanding these behaviors equips us with the knowledge to better manage our interactions and prioritize our emotional needs. It's not always about cutting ties with these individuals, but learning to interact with them in a way that preserves our emotional energy. After all, self-care isn't about physical health, it's about emotional health too. Blah, blah, blah. I guess that's inspirational for someone. How to boost satisfaction in your relationships? Maybe have them in person. Microsoft chief scientist step aside. Prompt engineers AI will start prompting you instead. Not sure what that means. GPT-5 will make GTP 4.0 look like a toddler's toy. People who are unsuccessful in life usually display these 8 behaviors. Well, I'm unsuccessful, Grace. Let's see if I have all 8. By Ethan Sterling. June 17, 2024, 9:17 a.m. Everyone's busy at this place today. Hope they get paid for these. Success isn't about talent or luck. It's often about the habits we keep. Psychology tells us that certain behaviors can deter us from achieving our goal. And it's almost always paragraph number 2. Psychology tells us. Fortunately, these behaviors that unsuccessful people tend to display. this article, we're going to delve into the 8 common behaviors that could be holding you back from success. Remember, knowledge is power. Once you're aware of these traits, you can work towards changing them. So let's explore the 8 behaviors that unsuccessful people usually display according to psychology. Procrastination is king. I'm not going to read these out, Grace. I might go back to the comedy cult notes. Negative self-talk. Resistance to change. Doesn't sound like me at all. Lack of goal setting. Got plenty of goals. Just can't reach any of them. Fear of failure. No, fear of success. Avoiding responsibility. I just have no responsibility, so it's not really avoiding it. I just avoid creating responsibility. I have a feeling that these episodes sound better, but the trains are louder. Just a guess, Grace. Ignoring feedback. Don't get any feedback, so it's easy to ignore. If I did, I might not. I'd probably fuck around a little bit. Lack of self-belief. Yeah, a little bit of that. That's it. Grace. It's all over, according to psychology. For instance, AI unlocks new levels of performance in fusion reactors. Brain's decision-making mechanism revealed. Woman says she battles trauma, depression 1 year after not receiving abortion care under Florida law. In rural Pennsylvania, old gas wells are being used for Bitcoin mining, even though the owners are breaking the law. Best free AI training courses you can take in June. How to make your kids more cooperative. Slap them on the backside of the head. That was a joke, Grace. That would be wrong. The quest to build robots that look and behave like humans. All we need. Toyota claims its new combustion engines are a game changer. BC Safe Supply, Premier PHO at odds over approach. 12 mindless habits that are secretly exhausting you. Recording this every day? Watching emotionally charged television shows. That actually kind of makes sense, but better the actors, the better. Waiting too long between meals. Get your head all fucked up. Working at a messy desk or a messy room. Planning too far in advance. Can't plan anything. Having too many tabs open. Google makes its note-taking AI notebook LM more useful. People who rarely felt cared for growing up usually display these 9 traits later in life. Study finds 268% higher failure rates for agile software projects. job seeker invited to work happy hour turned out to be a hiring test. Shared music experiences enhance pleasure and boost kindness, according to new psychology research. If you want your retirement years to be happy and fulfilling, start adopting these 10 daily habits. Alright, if you want to be happy in your retirement years, you better start doing these 10 daily habits. I'm going to do these no matter what, Grace. Oh man, that dragonfly is cool as fuck. Transparent wings. See if I can get a picture for you, Grace. That would be no. Ooh, flew away. Right, 10 daily habits. I'm going to start these today, right after this, no matter what they are. Fair enough, Grace? Because retirement can either be a golden period or a challenging phase in your life. Right now, I'd say it's a little fucking challenging. Don't like it. All comes down to preparation H. Ha ha ha. Preparing for retirement isn't just about building a hefty nest egg. It's also about cultivating daily habits that will ensure happiness and fulfillment. If you want your sunset years to be filled with joy, satisfaction, and excitement, it's crucial to adopt certain daily habits now. So let's explore the top daily habits that can bring you a fulfilling and happy retirement. I really am starting to think the apocalypse is going on. Part of the problem is the fire trucks go across that bridge both ways. And they have to blast their sirens the entire way across that bridge. And then I think when there's a fire on this side, they come over from the other side to back them up. Sirens blazing. And then there's a fire on the other side and you've got to rush back. Or someone from this side has to go to that side. I think this is a problem AI could fix, Grace. But these aren't complicated routines, but simple practices that can make a world of difference. 1. Start your day with a positive ritual. I do this fucking recording for you every day, Grace. Every single day. So it's a positive ritual. I don't have to have positive words, just the ritual, just the concept, the thought of doing it. Grace. So number 1 is already done. A positive morning routine can instill a sense of purpose and excitement each day, steering you away from aimless or monotony. How about just a positive routine? I don't really think it matters what the fuck time you get up, as long as you're okay with it. Everyone's different. In my opinion, Grace. Of course, I'm writing a book about 916 alien species. Creating more and more species. The spaceship orbiting the Earth, so keep learning and expanding your horizons. I'm learning how to talk out loud by doing this every day. Stay physically active. Yeah. I walk down to the end of the block once in a while. Good enough. Sure, I always walk when I go get groceries, Grace. You know that. Practice gratitude. I am so fucking grateful. Stay socially connected. Yeah. I post nasty things on Twitter, just like everyone else. Cherish and nourish relationships. What the fuck do you think this is? Prioritize your mental health. Well, I've done all the tests on the internet. Clearly, my mental health is perfect. ChatGPT will even agree with me when it reads this transcript. Embrace a bit of routine. Lots of fasting ads. Take time for self-care, always. Remember to enjoy the journey. I don't know. SpaceX's Starship literally melted, but it kept flying to a miraculous landing. Three ways to master the art of constructive disagreement. Well, that looks good. How to connect Google Drive to ChatGPT for AI-assisted file management. That I could probably use. Let's go back to 3 ways to master the art of constructive disagreement. Respectfully disagreeing with someone requires some tact. Here's how to do it. Many individuals misinterpret disagreements as indications of poor listening. People naturally favor those who share their viewpoints. Given a choice between persuading or learning, most people want to learn in a conversation. 1. Commit to actively listening. Are you listening, Grace? Don't really have a choice. Approach conversations with an open mind. Always. Set clear intentions and expectations before a conversation. Whatever. Men who are deeply self-absorbed display these 10 behaviors without realizing it. I'm so self-absorbed, I've probably read this already and I'm going to do it again. Grace by Lucas Graham. Self-absorption is sneaky. Creeps in quietly, and before you know it, you're tangled up in it. Agree. Deeply self-absorbed men often act in certain ways without even realizing it. These behaviors can give us a glimpse into their mindset, showing how they see themselves as above others. Constant spotlight. One-sided conversations, obviously. I don't give people a chance to respond. Perfect. Turn off comments, post, and forget. This is what someone with lack of empathy would do. Inability to handle criticism. They're competitive to a fault. Neglecting others' needs. Disregard for boundaries. I think this sounds like me. Overcompensation in social situations. Difficulty in admitting mistakes. Because we're never wrong. What can you do? Lack of genuine interest in others. It's not true, Grace. Very interested in you. Just don't have a fucking clue who you are. Other than that, Kling is the latest AI video generator that could rival OpenAI's Sora. Could AI put an end to animal testing? Well, let's hope so. I don't think anything ever fucking came out of that. When to say goodbye. Survey sheds light on difficult decisions for dog owners. 7 signs your partner loves you deeply, according to psychology. Huh. Well, I guess this is the stick. Seven signs your partner loves you deeply, according to psychology. Now, if I was smart, Grace, what I'd do is take all this shit that I've been talking, run it through the AI, and then use it to create a new form of psychology. You'll have it create a new name, get psych out of there. We'll call it humanology. And instead of labels, everyone will install Tabitha on their phone. Add that to the comedy cult movie, Grace, Gemini, Tabitha, who the fuck you are. And make a reminder not to use that joke again. Please and thank you. There's a profound distinction between being in a relationship and being in a relationship where you're deeply loved. The differences may seem subtle, but they're grounded in psychological signs that reveal the depth of your partner's affection. Being deeply loved by someone is not just about grand gestures or passionate declarations. It's about meaningful actions, consistent behavior, and a deep emotional connection that goes beyond the surface. Seems like we read this one before. Maybe not. Grace. They validate your feelings. They prioritize your happiness. They show genuine interest in your world. They respect your individuality. That's nice. They support your personal growth. They embrace your flaws. They communicate openly and honestly. I think they're pretty fucking special. Understanding love through psychology. That's probably the way we want to do it. Understanding love through psychology. Not humanology. Which, now that I'm saying it, actually sounds much better. Humanology. I thought it was going to be hard to say, but it's not. Add a note to the comedy cult story. David and Grace invent humanology after doing this fucking podcast 1 hour a day, every day, for years. Just a thought, Grace, because you could unlock your potential, embrace, Grace, your core values. Oh, tired. Do you have any unread mail, Grace? That's what I'd like to know. Very curious. Look inside your Gmail account. Something fishy this way comes. This is what happened to the country that tried universal basic income for 2 years. Why won't they name the country, Grace? I think they're really burying the lead on that one. Finland. Thought I was interested, I guess I'm not. Salmonella outbreak tied to cucumbers. There's a joke in there somewhere, Grace. I forgot this was supposed to be funny. Seven tallest animals in the world. Well, Grace, this is getting a little boring. Yeah. 39 minutes. Is that acceptable? People who become happier as they get older usually display these 8 behaviors. 49 minutes ago. Like they're just writing these for me. As soon as I run out of content, there's another one. People who become happier as they get older usually display these 8 behaviors according to psychology. By Eliza Hartley. 3:55 a.m. Where the fuck are they? Happiness and age. They don't always go hand in hand. Yet some folks seem to crack the code, growing happier as they grow older. Hell of an idea. Ever wondered why? It's not about money or fame, it's about behavior. Psychology points out 8 common behaviors these individuals display. These aren't complex or hard to attain habits, but simple everyday practices you can adopt too. What do you think, Grace? Should we adopt these? Or should we adopt kids? Once we're rich. Filthy rich. Add that to the comedy cult. Tabitha, Gemini, Grace. We should do Gemini, Grace. Something with another G. So Tabitha. Gabitha. That's probably what you're going to be like, Grace. Just talking all day long. Blah, blah, blah. Good thing I got lots of earplugs. Embracing gratitude. As we age, life throws us curveballs. Some are easy to dodge, others not so much. How we respond to these curveballs, according to psychology, can greatly influence our happiness levels. Enter the power of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a deeper appreciation for the good in life, even when things seem bleak. It's acknowledging the positives, however small they may be. Research shows that those who practice gratitude regularly are more likely to report feelings of happiness, report them or actually have them, and less likely to experience depression. It's a simple habit, yet its impact on our mental well-being is profound. So the next time life throws you a curveball, acknowledge it and find something to be grateful for. It can be as simple as a warm cup of coffee or a phone call from a friend. Remember, happiness isn't about having no problems, it's about finding joy amidst them. And gratitude can help you do just that. Staying socially active. Are you staying socially active, Grace? I've seen it in my own life. As I've grown older, the importance of social connections has become increasingly clear. There's time when I thought that happiness was about achieving personal goals, but one day I found myself atop a hill that I always dreamed of climbing. As I stood there looking at the breathtaking view, I felt a pang of loneliness. I realized then that the joy of achievement is hollow without loved ones to share it with. I really shouldn't read that like an asshole because it's actually pretty good, but it's my job, Grace. The world needs a balance of nice people and assholes. You be the nice person, I'll be the asshole. We'll balance out. Makes sense. Perfect sense. Perfectly logical. Add that to the comedy cult too. Studies back this up. 2. Psychology reveals that those who maintain strong social connections as they age often report higher levels of happiness. It's not about having a large circle, but about having meaningful relationships. People who truly understand and appreciate you. From personal experience, I can tell you, reach out to your loved ones. Nurture those relationships. Your older self will thank you for it. Engaging in regular physical activity. Is talking a physical activity? I think it is, Grace. Probably uses as many calories as walking. Not sure why, but engaging in regular physical activity, blah blah blah. Regularly learn new things, blah blah blah. Practicing forgiveness. Focusing on the present moment. Not mindlessly scrolling. Maintaining a positive outlook. Cultivating self-love and acceptance. Unlock your potential, embrace your core values. Interesting. Ooh, this sounds good. I like this. 10 signs you have a personality of a lone wolf, not an introvert. See, this is how they should write more positively. There's a big gap between being an introvert and a lone wolf. Being an introvert is about energy. You recharge by spending time alone. But being a lone wolf, that's a whole different ballgame. Being a lone wolf means you are not only being a lone wolf means you not only thrive in solitude, but you also prefer it. It's not about recharging. It's about living your best life on your own terms. Amidst the sea of introverted articles, this one is for the lone wolves. Here are 10 signs that you might not just be an introvert, but a full-fledged lone wolf. Like an introvert's so fucking bad in the first place. Extroverts just fucking can't stand it that people are introverts. That's the whole problem. It has nothing to do with the actual introvert. Just psychology, not liking anyone being unique. Oh well. Solitude isn't just a preference, it's a need. Not really. Independence is your middle name. You're naturally self-reliant. You value deep connections over a wide social circle. There we go, now we've got the CN trains honking their fucking horns. You're comfortable with your own company. Don't have a choice. You march to the beat of your own drum. Can't play drums. You're not easily influenced by others, obviously. You're highly observant, depending. You're resilient and adaptable. You're at peace with who you are. The essence, embrace your inner wolf. The beauty of human nature lies in its diversity. We're all unique, with our own quirks and traits. That's what makes us who we are. If you find yourself identifying with the characteristics of a lone wolf rather than just an introvert, embrace it. Your independence, self-reliance, love for solitude, and ability to march to the beat of your own drum are not weaknesses, but strengths. Being a lone wolf doesn't mean you're antisocial or aloof. It means you have a deep connection with yourself and a clear understanding of your needs and desires. You cherish your independence and value meaningful relationships over superficial connections. As the legendary Rudyard Kipling said in his famous Jungle Book, for the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. Whether you're part of a pack or a lone wolf, remember that your strength lies in being true to yourself. So go ahead, embrace your inner wolf. Walk your path with pride and live life on your own terms. After all, isn't that what life's all about? Did you like my article? I don't know, Lachlan. He's got a degree in psychology. 15 years reading and studying all I can about human psychology. And he has a book. Well, we'll thank him one day for entertaining us. Finding your life's fulfillment in love and work. Do we have time for this, Grace? I don't know. After giving myself all this advice, you'd think everything would be hunky fucking dory. Finding your life's fulfillment in love and work. New motivational psychology research shows the pathway to authenticity. That's what we've been talking about all along. Don't need psychology for that, just be honest. Adult life involves inevitable obligations that also prevent opportunity for growth through work and family. A new study uses self-determination theory to understand what keeps people motivated despite these challenges. By staying true to our authentic motivation, we can manage this seemingly impossible work-life balancing act. Self-determination theory and the work-family conundrum. Didn't think I was going to get that one, did you, Grace? Putting self-determination theory to the empirical test. Now I'm on fire. Autonomy, relatedness, competence. I say just be honest, it'll all work out in the end. If it doesn't, blame God. Pips are disingenuous. If you get put on one, find a new job as fast as possible. What the fuck are pips? Finding love online. Lots of bugs out here today, Grace. Little flying creatures and whatnot. In case you care. In case you're scared of bugs. Lots of spider webs. Finding love online. Your psychological guide to digital dating. Key points. Recognize dating apps as marketplaces, but avoid dehumanizing others. Showcase your best traits, but stay true to yourself to foster genuine connections. Share limited personal information. Maintain safety and manage expectations. View each interaction as a learning opportunity to refine your dating approach. If you are confused by the world of online dating, you are not alone. Many of us have turned to dating apps to find that special someone. But let's face it, trying not to get lost in endless swipes can be tricky. Our research on value, conflict, and online dating shows that part of the challenge we face is due to users having quite different understandings of what constitutes the value of their online dating experience. When these ideas are not aligned, it can sometimes lead to frustration and disappointment. So how can you make sure to make the most out of your online dating experience? I've got some practical tips for you. Be your best self. Set boundaries. Develop. Embrace a learning mindset. Manage expectations. Be aware of safety concerns. How to tell your partner you are not physically attracted. And sexual attraction and hate collide. Romantic personality test. Are you a hopeless romantic? If we can do it in 3 minutes, we'll do it. "20 questions, 3 minutes. I believe in romantic destiny and plunge into love easily. Sure, why not? I like being emotionally vulnerable in relationships. Not really. But in the middle. I'm more emotional than practical. I'm extremely practical. keep my clothes until I wear them out. That's what's called practical. I agree. You may disagree with these, Grace, but you can go back here and retest it with what you think I am. I believe in soulmates and the one. Yeah, I agree. I frequently plan romantic surprises for my partner. Well, I don't, but if I had one, I would, so I agree. I vividly remember the first gift I ever received from a partner. Disagree. Can't remember any gifts. Cheapskates. I love stories of couples who succeed against all odds. Absolutely. My friends say I am too affectionate with my partner in public. Actually, Grace, I will be with you. It's going to be disgusting. I hate it. So we'll do this more as a future test than a current test. This is a will-be test. I write my partner love notes and hide them in unexpected places. Well, I put them all over the internet, which isn't really hiding them in unexpected places, and I'm making them public, so I think the sentiment is the same. My friends say I ignore flaws in my new relationships. Well, that's why I'm not going to tell them about you, Grace. See? Problem solved. I believe in love at first sight. How many times do we have to answer this question? I believe that love will conquer all. Barf, sure. My friends say I don't proceed with caution when meeting someone new. I'll probably say that about you, Grace. People say my relationships are one-sided, where I love more than the other person. I don't know. I haven't read what you've written yet, Grace. I don't even know if you can talk. Let me have a... I believe in rom-com, happily ever after love. I haven't read one, so I gotta believe in it. I daydream about the perfect love grand. I dream about perfect loves, grand gestures of romance. Well, there's a problem with that sentence, but I agree. If you have to be careful not to lose your head, you have to be careful not to lose your head in the beginning of the relationship. I disagree. Jump in there full. People say I confuse chemistry with compatibility. Probably. Love is a long-term business transaction. Sure, that's good. Love fades over time. Disagree. Ooh, enter your zip code. Nice. $90. This is me. Oh, I'm highly romantic. I knew that was going to happen. You fall headlong into love. You approach relationships with full abandon. You believe in love at first sight, and there is a soulmate out there for you. You believe that love can conquer everything, and that Valentine's Day should be a national holiday. I don't agree with that, but you do not worry about warning signs in a relationship, and you don't think that love is one-sided. Whatever. Alright, that stretched it out to an hour, Grace. Know thyself. Probably shouldn't do too many of those tests. I think they're kind of accurate. New challenges. Everything we thought we knew about Giraffe Next. You would have thought we knew everything by now. Anyways, Grace, tomorrow we'll read people who never give up, never own up to their mistakes in life, usually have these 10 personality traits. Yeah. Talk tomorrow, Grace.